welcome to another meeting of the Afterschool Anime Club. I'm your host, Max Newland, and with me today, as always, are two of my very best friends. She sets her own broken bones and steals parts from friend and foe alike. It's Stevie Matos.
I would pass out if I actually ever had to fucking do that. I'd just throw up and die.
And he would not hurt a kid and should maybe go with a different career path. It's Max Kostrak.
Yeah, there are many children who, sometimes you feel like I would like to do a violence, but you can't do that. It's very bad. Don't hurt children.
Did y'all see the Law and Order clip that's been going around on Twitter? Listener, if you're not contemporaneous, there's a clip going around on Twitter at the moment of recording of Kyle MacLachlan shooting a child on an episode of Law and Order.
It's incredible. I had to watch it a couple times to make sure it was real.
Yeah, you don't see the kid get shot. You don't see violence. You don't see blood, anything like that. But Kyle MacLachlan straight pulls the trigger on like a fucking 13-year-old.
Fucking crazy.
The kid did seem like he had bad vibes.
Apparently the plot is the child is like is like the most
murderer.
Evil little kid on the planet, has killed a child, will kill again, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You just wrap them up in duct tape until they're 18.
Hey, I thought we weren't watching Monster yet.
Oh my God.
Anybody who's seen Monster will really enjoy that one.
This is for all the monster heads out there, and I don't mean the energy drink fans.
See, my brain immediately was like Monster. It was like, does he mean Monster's Ball? You don't. I know you don't. But I thought you did.
I mean the original.
Yeah.
No, not the one with Halle Berry.
No, not the one with Halle Berry.
Oh, we have fun. We have fun at Anime Club. And I think we're going to continue having fun because now that we have watched 4 episodes of Gundam Wing in total, we've met a lot of characters. We've had time to kind of, at least say hello to pretty much everyone in the main cast. And once we get to that point, I like to bring into a mix a very fun game that I think just gets the people buzzing.
Oh shit! Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay. Here it comes.
It's called Express Shipping.
Express Shipping. Fuck!
It's back.
Okay.
Excellent. This is a good one.
I thought of a fun twist we could do here. So we're doing 3 rounds in this game.
Okay.
In Express Shipping. The first round, I'll give you 2 ships from the Gundam Wing fandom, and you have to tell me which one's more popular.
Okay.
That's pretty normal. In round 2, I'll be pitting Gundam Wing ships against Sailor Moon skips. They have similar numbers of like total fanfics on AO3, so I thought this would be fun.
Okay.
And in the last one, what we're doing is which of these media properties has more crossovers in the Gundam Wing category?
Okay.
Three rounds, different game. Yeah, and I'm going to go back to the collaborative nature of our games with this one because I want to give you all some time to really think about it.
Oh,
okay.
Got it. Okay, so we're not buzzing. Okay.
So, no, cool. We're not buzzing. So these may surprise you. So that's why I want to. That's why I want to give you that.
We've been this one's tougher. This one's this is a tough game.
We don't do as well with this one as we have even with like the other the fan fiction ones.
The other fan fiction games.
Yeah, the Factor fan fiction
which makes
game
this
we're
one
really
very
good at.
exciting for me.
Yeah, I'm hyped.
On the edge of my seat.
I am sweaty, but with anticipation. Let's go.
So think in your mind about these characters that we've met and what they're like and what kind of personalities they have and what the internet thinks of those types of personalities and which ones they like to bang together like Barbie dolls. Okay.
Barbie dolls.
Keeping that in mind,
oh, God.
We're going to start round 1, which is just Gundam Wing ships, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here's number 1. Which has more fics? Duo Maxwell / Hito Yui or Duo Maxwell / Troa Barton?
I would say Duo Maxwell / Troa Barton. Granted.
Give me a reminder. Troa is
Troa's
He's the guy with
the
the hair goes down over his head, over his face.
Okay,
over
okay.
his eye. He's the clown. Troa's the clown.
Kind of the like facts and logic and numbers guy.
No, I take that back.
This is tough for me because based on what we've seen, I'd have to go hero duo.
I'm gonna say
we've
hero
seen
duo.
more of them.
I'm actually walking back my first choice. I actually want to say hero duo 1. Antagonistic relationships. People eat that shit up, and they're like, "Oh, you secretly want to fuck," like all the time. But also, I watching, and I'll get into this later. But watching this again, I was like, I was correct. Catra and Troa should have always dated. So I think it's hero duo.
Yeah, they're like soulmates, those two.
They are absolutely.
Yeah, final answer. I
Immediately.
say we go with it.
Yeah, hero duo.
You two are absolutely correct.
Yes.
Hero duo it leads by an enormous margin. There are 2,477 fix tagged
Amazing.
with that.
That is so many.
I mean, hey, everybody loves those enemies to lovers fucking tropes.
Enemies to lovers, super, super great.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2.
Oh no.
Hiro/Troa
Okay.
versus Hiro/Relina. Which of these two totally milquetoast options do you think people find more exciting?
I mean, like, I would say hero/Relina, but I feel like that's like.
I do want to say that too with the the subtitle of the straights are at it again.
Yeah. But I'm like, isn't that just what happens? Am I recalling that correctly? Isn't that just what happens in general? But I mean, I think about like Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask fanfics, and they do actually, if I recall correctly, if the internet's right at all, they actually do just like Tuxedo Mask and Serena actually get together. So
yeah, if there's an existing relationship and some of that tension there already, then I think it's likely that that's capitalized on in the world of fics. It's pre-established, so you can just write into it.
And you've got those people who are like, Hiro should have been more like this, and I wanted to see this anyway. So I would say Hiro and Relina because people will want the relationship to go their own way, and they write about it and put it on AO3.
Final answer.
Yeah.
That's correct again. The canon ship Hiro Relina is the winner out of those two. Good job.
Yeah.
Excellent logic.
Oh, God.
We're like the great philosophers of Eld.
About anime. Very smart.
The great anime philosophers.
If we ever make another anime podcast, that's the name of
Anime
it.
philosopher. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, we could just watch Bungo Stray Dogs. I mean, isn't that what that is?
Yes.
Okay, this next one's going to be pretty easy, I imagine. It's Troa/Catra versus Troa/Duo.
Troa/Catra. Troa/Catra. All day.
I'm going to trust Stevie on this because I feel like I haven't spent enough time with these characters.
Can you hear my eyes rolling in my whole voice? It's
yeah.
Troa/Catra.
Is it obvious that I wrote this list before I watched this episode? Because Troa/Catra is the number 2 most popular ship.
Absolutely.
On the Gundam Wing. It has 1,418 works tagged.
That's so many.
People love these two guys.
That is the most yoy-ass relationship we have seen the entire time we've been doing this podcast.
Man,
like,
the scene
come on.
in episode 4, we're going to have to talk a lot about. Or maybe it's the end of episode 3. We're going to have to talk a lot about that.
We got to talk about both of their scenes. We got to talk about both of their scenes. They're in love. They're in love.
That's round 1. That's that round 1 over. Round 2, we're moving into which of these two is more popular, and we've got Sailor Moon ships thrown in there. Okay, so I've counted up the number of fics in these, the number of works in this tag.
Jesus
to
Christ.
compare them side by side because they have similar numbers of works, the two things.
Okay.
Let me just pull up my reference. So
we crushed round 1. I think we have round 2 well in hand. We crushed round 1.
Yeah, we're doing great. We've got momentum behind us.
We do.
Which has more ships? Duo/Hiro or Usagi/Mamoru? That's the little man who is Tuxedo Mask.
The little man.
Not the little man. Not the little man. How dare. Wait, what was the first one? That wasn't Usagi?
Hero duo.
Duo/Hiro. Yeah.
Ooh, this is hard.
Mhm.
This
Why
is
you
a
do the
tough
hard
one.
one first? This was hard because I would say Usagi and Mamoru.
I'm also gonna,
I feel like Sailor Moon is a more popular anime than Gundam Wing. Like, I just feel like somehow Sailor Moon was in the zeitgeist more than Gundam Wing was. And I don't say that to shade Gundam Wing.
And it's the fact that it's these specific characters too, because this being an existing sort of relationship, or at least built to in the show, versus something a little more outside the realm of canon.
Yeah, I just feel like Sailor Moon was a far more prolific anime in the West, like over here, than Gundam Wing was. I don't know. I feel that.
But we can't use that for every answer. Let's just go with it. Let's throw it down and say Usagi.
Yeah, let's do that.
Newland, hit us.
Yeah.
I'll be taking that point.
Wow, really? Wow.
We have
I'm
underestimated Gundam Wing.
Yeah, we did. Holy shit.
Underestimate Gundam Wing a little bit.
That's nuts. Wow.
And
holy
let's see if you make the same. Now let's see how that affects your decision making going into this one. Number 5, it's Jadeite / Rei Hino versus Hito / Catra.
What? What? Hito / Catra. What?
Mm-hmm.
So both of these feel a little rare, right?
I feel like
this is the battle of the crack ships, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one has more than the other.
I would say Hiro Catra. Mostly because Ray would just, unless it's like a Dom sub situation, Ray would just beat Jadeite's ass.
There might be a lot of people taking advantage of that.
Now, see, you say that as a negative, Stevie.
That actually just shifted me completely.
Wow, why'd y'all get so offended? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shame your kinks. My bad. I'm sorry. All kinks are good kinks unless you're R. Kelly, then your kink is disgusting. So I'm just like, look, your kink is fine. That is an okay kink. Wow, my bad.
No, I'm just saying, I think that makes it more...
Honey, if you look, honey... I ain't judging you. There's no judgment. There's no judgment.
I'm feeling very judged.
It's a very lucrative business. You should be giving them their money. Sex work is work. I'm just saying.
It's true. It's so true. So quit kink shaming everybody.
But Stevie, to get back to the question at hand, I do want to throw you some expertise here on the Gundam Wing side. Do you feel like Hiro Catra is more likely here?
No, I don't. I think that if we're going with people are going to go with enemies to lovers trope, it's Rei and Jadeite, because Hiro and Catra are just so diametrically opposed it doesn't make any fucking sense, and I don't think I don't think it makes sense. All anyway,
right. Let's do it.
Let's go with Jadeite and Rei. Yeah, Jadeite and Rei.
Good job. Nice. You got that one. I knew that one would also be kind of a weird one. But yeah, it's correct. There's Hiro and Catra. There's nothing there. There's no chemistry. So. I can't imagine it.
No, I don't even know if they talk to each other the whole time.
Somehow people wrote. Let me pull that up real quickly for you. Somehow people wrote. What the hell? Where is it?
I don't know.
Okay, it fell off the list, I guess, because it's how I changed how I was sorting. Never mind. That's it for round 2. We're moving into round 3. And so now a reminder. Okay. I'm gonna give you 2 fandoms that have crossover fics in the Gundam Wing section. You have to tell me which one has more works in it.
Okay.
Okay. More works.
Okay. So the first one is the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Jesus.
Versus those wizard books. You know, Lightning Bolt Wizard Boy,
My gut says wizard books because
I want to say wizard
they're both
books.
Kids.
Yeah. I would say wizard books. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of fucking Gundam pilots go to wizard school.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you get to ride a giant robot and you could do magic? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? No.
Yeah, get out of here.
I just think about that first episode when Hiro was in the private school uniform and all of those girls were gagging as he walked by. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, you gotta put him in a blazer with an emblem. Okay, he's got to get sorted. I'm just saying, he's got
Get this boy sorted.
Get this boy sorted. Okay, get this boy sorted.
I just want to reveal one thing that I couldn't find a way to work it in, but when you sort by crossovers only on AO3 and then you pull up the top 10 ships
Yeah.
in the Gundam Wing,
Yep.
one of the ones that cracks the top 10 is Sirius Black / Remus Lupin. Two characters who are not from Gundam Wing.
Well, hold on. Maybe in the fic are they?
Yeah. Get a little bit of both, 2 for 1.
What the fuck?
Okay. Man, that's good. Okay, here's number 7.
Okay.
Which has more works in the Gundam Wing tag, Naruto or Sailor Moon?
Oh, I would say Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I think Sailor Moon is.
I say Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon feels right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels more correct, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, that
Is
means
it?
It is. It is.
Oh,
No, it
thank
is.
God.
It is. It's correct. You guys got
I
it.
was about to
This
get
sounded
worried. I
very
think
menacing.
Naruto's another era.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I feel as though the people who would be writing about those crossovers, they would have watched them when they were airing at the same time, and like they don't air anymore. Well, not really. They're on Hulu. They're on like TV, like Naruto was.
Now, I was reading Naruto while Gundam Wing was on television, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like it was, but
yeah.
it wasn't an anime yet. Like Naruto wasn't an anime yet. It was still a
If you
manga.
were the type of turbo nerd who was getting Shonen Jump like I was,
they were in Shonen
then
Jump.
you could be reading Naruto.
Oh.
Okay, so this is the last one. This is the capstone. Which has more fics
Okay.
in the Gundam Wing crossovers? Yu Yu Hakusho or Stargate Atlantis?
What?
Oh, I
What?
thought you were going to go for the
Atlantis.
chaos answer and do Stargate, but
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be Stargate. I feel like that makes the most sense.
Stevie, we're so far ahead. Let's treat ourselves and guess
We
Stargate.
might as well. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
How I wish you were correct.
Oh.
What?
Wouldn't that be funny? It's Yu Yu
How?
Hakusho.
Okay.
That's all right. I still
Oh.
had fun guessing
I
Stargate.
did too. Do you want to hear something really fucking stupid though? So you said Yu Yu Hakusho, and now my brain is remembering what Yu Yu Hakusho was because my brain immediately went Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was dead ass about to say, how did Blue Eyes White Dragon fit into the world of Gundam Wing?
You could put anybody in Yu-Gi-Oh. You could put Hiro Yui and Troll
I've got
Barton in
the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
whole plot already. Gundams get trapped in cards. They have to play them
Cards?
like
I knew it.
Yeah,
I
there
knew
you go.
it. I knew it.
Actually, I'm going to write this.
Great. Looking forward
That's
to reading
ours.
that
You don't
first
get that
draft.
fan fiction.
Yu Yu Hakusho makes sense. Anyway, we won.
You two did a wonderful job. You won. Congratulations.
Yay.
Nice. Our fan fiction instincts continue to avail us.
Honestly, yeah.
Getting better
we're
all the
good
time.
Nerds. We're very good at this. I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of you too. And with that, it's time to start talking about the anime that we actually watched today.
Yeah.
Gundam Wing.
We treated ourselves to episodes
did.
3 and 4 of Gundam Wing, and this is what happened.
Just like me, communication 雨に打たれないから言わせない熱い
In episode 3, 5 Gundams confirmed. Hiro is being studied rather than treated for his still bleeding gunshot wounds. When Relina tries to visit, she gets turned away by the military. Turns out she's not the one they should be worried about. Duo is out and about as well. Also because she's a terrible liar. Also because Hiro was on his way to breaking out all on his own. The two Gundam pilots leap for their lives and defy death, forming a shaky alliance. A world away, we meet the Specials, a special forces group backed by, it's Treize. On a mission from Treize, Zex examines the new mobile suit being prepared for his battlefield sortie, the Tall Geese. And at the same time, Troa is going hard on an entire army all by himself. So nobody is thrilled when Catra shows up too. They agree to a ceasefire deep behind enemy lines during active combat. Capping off the episode, Duo salvages the Wing Gundam, and Hiro casually sets his fractured femur. No big deal. Episode 4, The Victoria Nightmare, continues Zex's search for Gundams. He's on his way to check in at the training facility with his old classmate, Noin. I think she's still kind of into him, but I can't really tell. That night, the pilot known as Wu Fei blows up all of Noin's trainees to draw out the new Taurus mobile suits. She spots him en route to his Gundam and calls for the space laser to be deployed. Wu Fei takes advantage of Noin's compassion and uses the opening to blow up his target with their own weapon. Meanwhile, Duo and Hiro are not becoming fast friends despite Duo's attempts to converse. And Relina, she's going through it. Her father's political career is on the back foot as well, all according to Treza's plan. With a little help from Duo, Hiro is off on another mission while Troa and Catra jam out with an invisible band. And that's pretty much it.
Hey, real quick, I'm going to start us in a weird topic.
Let's
go.
go.
Is the name of the robot Tall Geese?
Yes, correct. It is named the mobile suit Tall
Many
Geese.
tall gooses?
Yep.
Yeah, a stack of gooses.
You imagine some big birds, you know?
Okay.
Stack of birds with a gun. Yes. Tall
That's
Geese.
such a good name.
It's a good name.
Here's the thing. It's funny to hear you say that because I have very strong memories of how this show made me feel as a child, not so much what exactly happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard Tall Geese, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, same.
It's going to fucking go down when he deploys
Oh?
that thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's basically
yeah.
his own Gundam, right? From what I'm understanding
Yes.
so far, it's old tech, but it's very much like a Gundam.
Yes.
Yeah,
pretty
they
much.
don't use it anymore for whatever reason, and it's Zex's now.
Yeah. Essentially, I think it was like they said something about like the amount of resources it required. Like they were like, oh, this was a prototype before the mobile suits they use now, and they were too big. And I assuming that probably had something to do with like the size, had something to do with maybe they cost too much to make, or like it was resources or it was speed. And so it was a prototype that works, but they were like, yeah, it was too large. They said it like a couple of times during it. And that's why they like shelved it.
So instead, we made
And I was
these
like, huh.
shitty, cheap ones that get blown up by Gundams like every 10 seconds.
Yes, pretty
Cool.
much.
Yeah, that's the military.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, and the military is kind of all over the place right now. There's kind of like, so it seems like not only are there rebels fighting them from the other side on Earth, there's also this like special forces mercenary group that's like kind of on their territory that not necessarily opposed to them.
Yeah, like I like that exposition we got in like episode 3 that was like how it explained like where Trey's gets his money and his influence from, and like how that's perceived by the rest of the military powers like that make up the alliance, because they don't trust him, nor do they like him, but they don't know why they don't trust him or like him, but they're like, ugh, his vibes are off. He never passes the vibe check. His boots are too tall. Why
His
is he wearing
eyebrows are weird and curly.
Who does his brows? Who is his brow person? Because
Why is this guy acting like a villain? Stop monologuing, dude.
Right.
If your number one military advisor guy sits at the table and talks like this, I think your barometer for what a villain sounds like is gonna get, it's gonna be off a little bit.
Yeah, you can't get a proper read on these guys.
Do you want to hear all of the ships that I had out of these 2 episodes?
Oh, please,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so because I realized I wrote this multiple times with different names. Really want Zex and Trace to date. Absolutely need those 2 to date. I want Sally and Noin to date.
Who? Sally?
Sally? We meet Sally in 3. She's the lady who Relina talks to.
Oh, shoot. I totally forgot about
Sally.
her. Yes.
I also call her the Mihoshi of this episode. But anyway.
What does she doesn't get to do a whole lot.
She just states the obvious a ton. She just constantly states the obvious. Like, oh no, the walls exploded. Something's happened. It's like, really, Sally? No, I didn't think so. So Sally and Noin, I want those 2 to date. And I want Troa.
They
and Kat
basically
to date.
did at the end. That was that music battle that happened, right?
Yes.
Incredible shit, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like,
amazing.
I was like, very weird that there are more instruments playing than that we are looking at. Because there was a whole bunch of
Yeah.
instruments when Gatra was only playing violin. And Joe pulls out a flute, and I'm like, there was flutes playing before now. What's going on? I'm so confused.
When Catra's playing, there's like a fucking there's not even a solo happening. So I didn't
No.
like it felt to me like we're supposed to imagine this music. Like we're not. It's like a montage of them playing instruments set to a totally different track.
Yeah, but it was so weird. I also wrote, what did I write? Oh, Katra just wants to be friends. Troa just wants to feel something. They should date. They should date.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I meanwhile got, I don't know why this image came to my head when they agree to their ceasefire while behind enemy lines, completely surrounded. Never fucking. By the way, we never got an update on that situation.
How did they get out of there?
We presume they
they
just
just
fought their
left.
way out of that with no problems because they have Gundams and Gundams are crazy strong.
I thought that they decimated that entire army, so I actually figured I thought that there was no longer a ceasefire. They had killed everybody because once they had sent the blimp off, first we'll get to the blimp in a minute because
Oh my god, the blimp.
the fucking blimp in a minute. But like there was only a small contingent left after Troa had like decimated most of those troops. And so I thought I had the impression that Katra killed all of them, especially the nerd who was absolutely like bootlicking Zex like real hard. That
Yeah,
big old
he
nerd.
had this very like this little sycophant who's like following him around everywhere. Who's like, look how strong I am.
Yeah, it was really weird. He was like, I was so inspired by you for future soldiers. And I was like, bruh, I can't tell if Zex actually cares about you or if he's just a very influential person.
Zex is like surrounded by people who love him.
Yeah,
it's
he's
very weird
constantly
to
around
me.
people like commenting on his class ranking and
And I'm
his
like, he's
history.
a lieutenant. I'm constantly like, he's a lieutenant. What is the ranking system in this world? Like, but he's just like, yeah, because everyone's like, oh, Zach's like falling over themselves for this. And I was like, for this person. And I'm like, does he know your name? Does he know you? Is he just a mean girl? I don't know. But I thought that
How
they
about-
had killed all of them. Sorry.
It just felt strange seeing all of the mobile suits like standing around them as they
that
have
also
their like.
confused me. I didn't realize whose side those were on at first. Like
Those are Katras. Those are Katras
Exactly, yeah.
contingent.
That's-
Those are Katras.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
But I was
Okay,
confused
then
by
the
that
whole thing
too.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
So they just sort of keep fighting to keep fighting.
Yeah, I guess.
They're in that battle rage.
Battle rage.
Gotta hug it out. Battle rage.
And they do hug it out. Thank God.
They do.
No one was
Thank
hurt.
God.
It does, even as it zooms out, it kind of like the Gundams have grabbed each other, but it does, as it zooms out, look like the Gundams are hugging.
Hugging, yeah. Yeah, it does. It's so wild. It's so wild.
Good
to
for
me.
them.
Okay, we put it off, but we have to talk about the military blimp.
So this was like the
Thank
this
you,
was the second
Commander
thing.
Bonaparte.
This was
Yeah, I didn't want
the
to.
second thing because the first I was
Commander
also
Bonaparte.
like the rifle. I was like, you got a whole old ass iron sight, baby, and you shooting a cardinal, and then fast forward and it's blimps with Commander Bonaparte. I was like, so you just doomed to fail because we know what happened with it's blimps, right? The ones that were flammable. No,
That was the Hindenburg.
that was the
Specifically,
Hindenburg.
and it was a blimp, yes.
And it was a blimp. Okay, because I know the other one doesn't. There's one made of helium, one made of hydrogen, and one of them explodes and one of them doesn't, apparently.
Hydrogen explodes.
Yes.
I think you can have
That
was
helium
the
blimp.
Hindenburg.
And
Yes, I just couldn't remember. There's
yeah.
two different ones.
Yeah.
oh, the humanity.
But yeah, this dude had a whole blimp, and I was like, wait, hold on. You'd realize that the mobile suits can't be anywhere near the blimp, or the blimp would probably explode. I was like,
This whole situation was so bizarre because the military guy was like getting upset at the special forces guys, but also
Yeah.
wanted to like set a good example for them or something
Yeah.
is what it seemed like. He was like trying to teach them how to be good war people.
it seemed like it was like, I think it was like a bunch of fancy technology doesn't make a good soldier. Look at my soldiers with their regular technology. Like,
Look at
whipping
my
ass.
soldiers. Their shit sucks. Look at them
Yeah.
go.
Absolutely. And then he says, because when like half of his force gets decimated, he's like, damn, this is what happens when you don't have something. And it was something that very obvious that you like need for, I think he's something like technology or something like that. Or this is what happens when you have technology or something like that. And I was like, isn't that what warfare needs? Is like technology or weapons or whatever he said. And I was like, what? That makes no sense.
He was a very confused character, I think.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, Mr. Bonaparte was
didn't
all over
know.
the place.
Mr. Bonaparte doesn't know what he wants. He's got Napoleonic issues. I was confused until he set his own leg, but when Hiro wakes up like on the like observation table thing and he's like strapped to it and they're like running through it, they're giving him they're talking about his diagnosis and like how he's like covered in bruises, and they said 200 of his bones are all broken, and I was like, wait, is every bone in his body broken? They said something like 200 of his I was like, is that all his bones? How many bones are in the human body?
Maybe
How is
these
he
special
alive?
warrior children have more bones.
Maybe.
I don't know anything about these children yet. As a reminder, like, I don't know why they're like this.
Oh my god!
But they're very tough.
And how they all have like differing symptoms of PTSD. Like Hiro is constantly dealing with suicidal ideation. Duo has constant recurring nightmares. Troa is like emotionally distant. Katra is like full of guilt, and Wu Fei is like has like feelings of inadequacy. I was like, what? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, he's got he's complicated. He's got some complicated feelings about all of this.
Even in this one episode, a very complicated character.
Which one, Wu Fei?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking misogynist, eh? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I have the line here, I don't kill bleeding hearts or women.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, whoa. I was like, I wrote that down too, because I was like, Jesus. Because I think somebody was like, they said something to Noin, and they were like, Noin, are you okay? Or like, can you get him? Or something like that, or like whatever. And he responded over comm saying, because she's a woman. And I was like, Woofay, you stop that behavior right now.
It's extremely aggressive.
Yeah, I was like, Woofay, you quit that shit.
No more Xbox.
Yeah, he's yeah, I think I was wrong on the ages. He's 14.
Yeah, Noin says he's only a baby and looks to be about 14.
14. Like, I was like, holy shit.
Babies fighting babies, man.
Yeah.
Babies fighting babies.
Pretty dirty trick, though. Like, there's a lot of death in these two episodes. Like, and I commented on this before, but people are dying. Like, characters that we've seen have conversations are being killed in battle. And, like, even, especially the stuff with Noin and her trainees, like, she has this entire conversation with Zex, and then, oops, your guys got bombed in the middle of the night. Like, not even in combat, just completely murdered.
Yeah.
It's dark.
In a way you couldn't have prepared for.
Exactly. And she was all like, all against sending these warriors into battles that were risky, where they could die. And she explicitly says, and maybe jinxes herself a little bit here, that she will not let any of her students die.
And then most of reader, most of her students died.
How about that fucking scene, by the way, where Zex and Noin are the only two people in the bar?
Can we
Turn the
that has the
lights off.
flashing?
Yeah.
They are in essentially a club where the lights are switching to different colors every couple of seconds.
We got party lights and no fucking dance music, so there's nothing going on, and they're sitting across the room from each other. It's very two guys in a hot tub.
Silent room with party lights.
With party lights. It's very two guys in a hot tub. And I'm just like, what? And then this was the thing that scene low-key made me mad. Because before Zex, first of all, it's highly apparent that Zex and Noin used to have a thing. They absolutely used to have a thing in Academy. It's very obvious with Noin. It's kind of obvious with Zex. Not a shock at all with Noin. But the thing that made me mad was Zex talking about Noin and how much he respects Noin. And he was talking about how he said something like, the person who was flying him to Noin was like, I know that you two were the top in your class. Yeah. Like you two were the top in your class, and that you, Lieutenant Zex, was number one. And he was like, she always used to underperform better than me, so I could be first. And I was like, Lucretia Noin, did you diminish yourself for some dick? I swear to fucking, I was so mad. So we get to this club scene, and she's in here tapping scabbards like a skank. I was like, don't you dare, ma'am.
Oh my God, that scabbard
You get out of here. What the fuck was that?
I've never seen a more sexually charged scabbard tap.
Are you sure? Have you not seen the Three Musketeers?
Even then, I don't know. With the lights going and everything in the club,
Oh gosh, that was the thing. I was just like, hold on. You just wanted him to come by so you could get approval in so many different ways. I hated it.
not great.
They didn't. And it also especially seems pretty. It's made all the worse by the fact that it seems to me anyway that Zex is very, very clearly like has a motive here.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with sex and romance. He just wants whatever advantage she can bring him.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's the vibe I'm getting anyway. Like Zex is pretty. He's not exactly an open book.
That's why I mentioned that when we were talking about that dude who like sacrificed himself for Sandrock and Heavy Arms, because I was like, I don't think he actually cares about the people that he uses to get ahead, and it's like it gets even more obvious with Noin. Yeah.
How else would you get into a position where you know somebody is tanking their own scores just so you can look better, and you're fine with that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like the kind of guy who will allow that to happen is somebody who naturally is going to do anything to get ahead. And, they're painting a pretty clear picture here.
Yeah, like he's just definitely like the villain. Like Trey's is the villain in one way, where Trey's is like the villain that like portrays like the system, right? The institutions at large.
For sure,
but
for sure.
But like Zex is that person who just sucks. Like he's like the villain. He's the bad guy, like the aggressor one, Like, and
now what's interesting to me is that he actually shares a lot of traits in common with our main guy, Hiro Yui.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about it, like they are very, very similar guys. Like both of these people are really not shy about using people. They're very withdrawn. They don't show a lot of emotion. They're both very committed to their goals and willing to do whatever it takes. And it's very cool to watch something with so much texture, I think.
Yeah.
And I guess that's one of the main things about Gundam. Gundam just kind of does this. We're talking about, this is a much more serious war story than anything we've watched so far.
Oh, yeah. This is radically different than our first few shows in a way that I find fascinating. Like, I'm enjoying the hell out of this.
Yes, I love it. And I also... this is something I didn't mention, but Noin actually drops a huge hint about Zex in episode 3.
Oh shit.
She drops his last name.
Oh shit, that's right. Yes. She refers to him as Zex Peacecraft.
Okay,
yeah,
I was wondering if that I
had
had this in my notes. Was that a nickname or no, that's his last name?
No, that's his last name. So essentially Zex Marquise is the name that people know him by. And it's because it's a cover because he's actually like an aristocrat. I nearly said Aristocat. Oh my god.
Oh, with that uniform?
Yeah, no, you didn't know, right? Huh? No, but he's like
a fancy boy?
He's a fancy boy. He's a fancy lad. Fancy lad, raised on pennies and cream. But so people don't know his real name because if they knew his real name, they'd know who he was related to. And his real last name is Peacecraft.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. And I don't know if we're going to find out before we finish our arc, our podcast arc, but I hope we find out why that last name is very important.
Yeah, I'm really curious to learn more about this. Oh, but hold up. There is a small little alarm going off in the corner of the room because I know I did this last time, but it's time for us to get into the giant robot zone and talk about big robots. Because this is a big robot show, and we can't just talk about these very interesting people and characters.
Can we talk about how Gundams can run out of bullets? Why is Heavy Arms the only one that's not using energy anything? Why does Heavy Arms got an actual sword
like I'm out of bullets.
Actual bullets? I was like, hold on. Are you the lamest out of every one of them because you got real ass bullets? That's stupid.
Where does the man go in the Gundam?
In the middle.
All of his Gundam is everywhere. Gun all over body. So where does the man go?
Is it the belly? Because when the door opens up and they greet each other.
Yeah, it's like where your belly button would be. It's the middle.
Okay, that makes some sense.
Oh, so they're wait, no, sorry. Does that mean they're like the Gundam's baby?
Maybe.
Make you think.
Huh.
Make you think. Huh. Man is Gundam baby.
All Gundams are female.
They're like boats, So yeah, we got Gundam Heavy Arms. That's Troa's. That's the one that's just fucking all guns all day.
Yep.
kind of an orange guy. He's got chest guns. He's got a big handheld gun that's very large.
Big boy.
If you like guns, this is your guy.
Yep. We've got Sandrock, who's got really pretty wings.
Sandar's cool. I like the little like scarab thing he has that he launches.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
And he's also got cool swords. I can't remember what they're called though.
And he's the one with the real swords, right? Not the laser swords?
Yes, he's the one with the real swords. He's the one that has like the really like defined shoulders that kind of like wings.
Nice.
His Gundam is like brown. It's like black and brown.
It's a
white.
fun color scheme.
It's pretty. It's very pretty.
And I'm forgetting the name of Wu Fei's Gundam.
Shenlong. That is the
Shenlong.
Gundam Shenlong.
All right. Similar color scheme to the Wing Gundam possessed by Hiroyui, but kind of with a dragon motif.
Yeah.
Uses a lot of big laser energy weapon kind of things.
Yeah. We haven't seen the coolest thing that Shenlong can do. Shenlong can like if you've noticed over the fists of Shenlong, there are these things that look like claws, and he can actually like rocket them out, and they look like dragon heads, and they can shoot fire. It's very cool. Very, very cool. The Shenlong is also sick. Sick.
I love these big robots and the fact that they all have different weapons, and we get to see them really just kick a lot of ass. What I am kind of waiting for the big robots, and I know that we're still in the first few episodes and they're building it up, is so far the Gundams have been so, other than running out of bullets, so unstoppable. I am really curious to see when they, I want to see them get pushed more into a corner and see what happens when these pilots get a little desperate in a fight. And when the odds are stacked a little bit more against them than it's been. Because it feels like it's been a lot of like, oh, here's some nonsense guys that we can instantly kill and take out. And
they're playing Dynasty Warriors right now, and I would like to see them.
Some Dynasty Warriors, just hundreds of people not just paying attention, a lot of death. So I'm really interested to see where this goes as the fights evolve.
Yeah, I hope that we get to see the tall geese in action.
Because that'll do it for you, I think.
Yeah, because the tall geese, that's the reason why they were like, oh, the tall geese is this, that, and the other, and there was so much exposition around it. Obviously, when they talk about a robot for a very long time, then the robot has a cool skill. Yeah, it's an important
Chekhov's robot.
Yes, if you show me the robot, you must use the robot in Act 2. Essentially. But the tall geese is the one that actually gives the Gundams a run for their money because of the skills that it has.
That's what I want to see.
Hence why I have these memories of childhood feelings surfacing of, oh shit, tall geese.
Tall geese.
I didn't realize we saw tall geese so soon. I thought we saw tall geese much later.
I thought this was going to be like a late series kind of thing.
Yeah, but that also means that the other one comes a lot later than I realized. It comes a lot later than I realized, and that one's fucking yes. And it's you think the tall geese is cool? Oh
man,
the one that comes after
I haven't
that,
even thought about that one.
That one's sick as fuck. I love that one too.
That Gundam.
Who's that Gundam? Who's that Gundam? Legendary Gundam. Who's that Gundam? Yeah, pretty much.
I have some voiceover facts for you.
Yes, please.
Please give them to me. Yes, please.
David Kaye, the gentleman who plays Treize Khushrenada.
Yes.
Do we have any gamers in the crowd?
Hello.
Yeah, me. Hello.
Do you have any gamers who played the Ratchet and Clank games?
I played the most recent one.
That was David Kaye. You heard him in Ratchet and Clank as the voice of Clank.
Oh!
That's Treize Khushrenada's voiceover. Played the cute little robot in those games.
He wasn't doing the robot voice here.
No, he's talking like a real man.
Professional voice actor.
He does this for money. I love that, though. I love that.
Saffron Henderson provided the voice of Noin, Lucrezia Noin.
Okay.
She was Little Gohan in the original Ocean dub Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that's cool.
And there was a third one that I thought was interesting. Okay, yes, Brad Swaley, voice actor for Treize Khushrenada, or for Katra. He was Nightcrawler in the X-Men Evolution TV series that was on American television.
Oh, wow.
In the year 2000.
Wow, that's really cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. He has that's a very Nightcrawler voice.
It really is. I know we haven't heard a ton of him here, but he's a sweet guy. I remember liking Catra a lot.
I pity Catra the most, and because he's just trying his best. He's just trying to do his best.
Maybe not the most suited for war.
No,
out of all these guys.
I'm still learning these characters a little bit. Are you
That's
speaking
the blonde
about
fellow?
the
blonde?
I'm sorry guy?
Yes. Catra's
sorry
the
guy.
sorry guy.
Right, yeah.
Sorry guy. The one who apologized after he kills somebody. Yes. The cinnamon roll of the bunch.
Okay,
The
yeah.
true cinnamon roll
I was
of the bunch.
absolutely detecting. I could smell the cinnamon roll from over here.
Yeah. Catra is cinnamon roll. Troa is clown. Duo is braid. Hiro is just PTSD. Hiro is shell shocked, and Wu-Fei's the misogynist. If that helps you at all.
Yeah, I've got Wu-Fei locked in on that whole situation.
You're never gonna forget Wu-Fei.
Not gonna forget Wu-Fei.
Did anybody catch the Evel Knievel reference when Hiro was essentially telling Duo no new friends?
Yeah, he directly references Evel
I like that
Knievel.
scene a lot.
I cannot, I didn't check, but I do wonder what that was localized from.
Yeah, I wonder because
How
it was
was
like
translated.
I was like Evel Knievel.
Hey, real quick, Newland, what is this picture you've just dropped in the chat for us?
Oh no! What?
That's Scott McNeil, voice actor who performs Duo Maxwell.
And that's
in the show Gundam Wing.
That's the picture they use for him.
And that's his hat. Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yep.
Listeners,
Scott.
describing a JPEG here, but we're looking at a gentleman in a very good cowboy hat.
It's a good hat.
Giddy
Yeah,
up.
I know it's a good hat.
Very
that
long
facial
hair.
is not too great though. I got some questions about that.
Would you call that a soul
chin
patch?
strap? Is that I don't know. It goes over the jaw, the chin. But a chin strap, I guess, is around the jaw.
That's around the jaw. Yeah, that's what the Roman guys in the statues from statue times.
Do we call it a tarmac? A landing strip? No, that's not
That's something different.
That's the old timey devil. That's what I call the pointy-eared Satan
Yeah.
mustache. beard.
Sitting in a barber's chair and saying, "Give me the old timey devil."
Oh, I liked also in that same moment where there was Evel Knievel reference. I liked how Hiro was Hiro is kind of insane, but then also has like exceptionally teenager moments. Like he got that like top secret missive to go blow up something. He goes, "I'll deal with it in the morning," and I'm like, "Okay, 15, all right, not important to you." No sense of urgency. I mean, in his defense, he had to fix his shit before he could even go blow anything up. But I was just like, you were really nonchalant about that. You were like, another day, another murder.
He did apparently break every bone in his body, so maybe he needed 8 hours of sleep.
He didn't take it though. He fixed his whole Gundam and then using all of Duo's parts and flew out the next morning.
That's right, he didn't. He got shot twice.
He got shot twice, broke a leg, reset it, reset that leg, and then essentially like whatever you do to like he braced it with 2 wrenches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. 2 wrenches and some tape, and that'll be all better.
That's fine.
2 wrenches and some tape. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, that kid. I was like, damn. I was like, that dude is metal. Metal as fuck. Holy shit.
That is what they seem to be establishing episode after episode here, is not to fuck with this guy.
No, he is like, can we talk about, on the subject of not fucking with this guy, can we talk about how the weakest flex is to stand on the coast of an ocean and say, "Come and kill me"?
Yeah, Relina, what's
What
going
was
on?
up with that?
we
She's
thought,
really
yeah.
going through it, isn't she?
Did y'all think that we were going to get away?
She just had a pretty rough birthday.
Did y'all think we were going to end this podcast coming after Relina, being Relina? Man, she's so white. Golly, she just does a goofy all the time. First of all, she just dead ass trying to lie her way to see Hiro, gives up half of Hiro's identity. She should have been offed.
I know. What an unforced error on her part.
Yeah, so he can't really go back to school anymore.
Not at all. She also, it's like one of those things where she's just like, Sally Poe walks all the way up to her in whole military uniform. Not only should you never talk to cops, Relina, you should never talk to the military police. Come on. What are they doing in a hospital? That's weird.
Well, I don't see.
Relina.
Here's the thing. The hospital thing was weird to me.
It was weird all the way around, yeah.
Hiro's wound is still freely bleeding.
He's bleeding onto the floor.
Onto the floor.
He has not been administered to in any way. And
couldn't slap a Band-Aid on that?
Yeah. I saw no treatment taking place, personally.
No, there was none. And actually, until they did the zoom out and like not the zoom out, but like until they cut to like another another part of the building. I didn't realize it was a hospital until Relina was like trying to see him.
Yeah.
I thought it was a research facility.
Hiro also when he wakes up, he names the room in the building that he's in.
Yeah, he knows exactly where he is. Like crazy spy.
He knows exactly where he is. Like what?
Crazy spy shit. Like what? Like yeah. I mean, hey, you don't have anything else in your brain except for spy shit. I guess you would, but I have no idea how there'd be any markers in that room to help him determine where he was. But whatever.
What if it was just written on the wall?
I hope it was just on the ceiling that we just couldn't see.
It's on the ceiling that he woke up looking at.
Just on the ceiling that I just saw. I hope that's what it is. But yeah. Also, when Duo goes in to go get him, he's on the phone and he's talking about wheat and stuff. At first I was that's weird. But then I was like, is that code?
That was, yeah. I loved that, like, we got to see one half of a coded conversation.
That was pretty cool.
I thought that had a fun vibe.
That was really cool because I was like, is that code? I think that's code because obviously since he's the death scythe, he's always talking, he's like, talking about, I'm going to go trim this wheat and all sorts of stuff. And I was like, that's crazy. That was really cool. I really like that.
I love that espionage stuff.
Yeah.
The thing that's getting me about this on the second watch that I think I didn't notice when I was a kid is that the show has a tone and a pace and a general feeling in the way it unfolds information and the way scenes progress that is like really captivating to me.
Yeah.
And it was even as a child, and I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's like it has this kind of sometimes feels almost meditative where it's moving very slowly. It's explaining things. It's kind of like it's like opening little boxes for you to look into. And it doesn't tell you a whole lot about what's going on inside characters' heads.
No.
You're just kind of left to wonder about what they're thinking about and what they feel. You know, you don't, there's not a lot of talking. It's not a talky anime. The person who talks the most, weirdly, is the main villain, Zax Marquise.
Yeah.
Who's just like pretty much, Duo Maxwell notwithstanding, he just can't shut up. But Zax is like the one who's explaining things and talking about what he thinks about what's going on. Nobody else really gets that much interiority, really, or at least demonstrated interiority.
No. And except the only person who absolutely we don't need to hear the inner workings of it all is Relina. Not a thought going on in that pretty little face of hers. Just lights are on, and no one's ever lived there.
Head empty, no thoughts.
Head empty, no thoughts. Just safari.
Just an empty McMansion.
Empty McMansion. Yes. No, I like how we're seeing right now. I like how we're seeing how this war is going from the side of the people who seem to be winning or maybe putting themselves in position to win. I kind of hope that we get a POV change so we see what these five are fighting for and why they're fighting. We kind of get glimpses in some ways to a degree. I think if anybody we've seen it with the most, it's Quatre, because we see how he interacts with the people who follow him, and we know that I think he's a prince. They mention it like the first episode when they introduce them all and they do the roll call. I think he's a prince. So I think his reason for fighting is more of a duty to his country. So he has everybody has stakes, but his stakes are like kind of big. You know, I don't know. I feel like, but like everybody else, it's very shrouded in mystery and like why they're doing it and what they're there for and all these kinds of things. And Quatre is still a very small piece of the puzzle. He's not somebody we've been focusing on very much until like these last two episodes.
Yeah, I think it begs your attention. Like you have to pay attention to understand these characters and to figure out what the hell is going on. It does not spoon feed you all of the plot like a lot of anime tends to do, where it really over explains character intentions and what is happening in a scene, which I'm perfectly fine with. I've watched a lot of shonen anime, but like this feels like it has a little bit more complexity to it than that.
Yeah,
so,
like and
the Hunter x Hunter fandom over here is like, hey.
No, again, I love those shows. Like I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I think the way that I think it would not work well here. And I think the choice to run it this way works really well for the feeling that Gundam Wing tends to evoke.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like how they give you like this is one of those shows where the exposition doesn't tire me out because the exposition is so necessary. And it's just enough to let you know, okay, these are my key players. This is the stakes that they're dealing with. So, but it's really good at shrouding isn't the right word, but like hiding the twist from you. So when the twist does come, you're like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, like it still makes the twist exciting. Like fighting the Toggies, while for me and Newland it was like core memory unlocked, but it was also very much like, oh shit, this is important, and nothing. Very few things are like superfluous in this anime. Everything matters. You just don't know how or when it's gonna matter, but everything and everyone matters, and that's kind of what makes it really engaging too.
I agree.
Gundam Wing is pretty cool so far.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. Pretty damn good.
I see why this is a classic.
Yep, it's real good. What is this note? It's in all caps. It says Trey's pulling DOMs? Question mark.
Does it have anything to do with Trey's taking a very luxurious bath?
Yes, it's a bath
what
scene.
I definitely thought was popcorn for a second.
It's a bath scene with Lady Une. Oh, I could have sworn that was pronounced Une, but Lady Une.
That's apparently so. Like the other thing that's going on is that the military and the government are like at each other's throats, getting very close to a possible coup situation. It appears to be something that is all due to Trey's machinations, or at least he's happy to take credit for it.
Right, because there's that whole fight that like breaks out at some meeting, and like Relina's daddy gets slapped in the whole face.
Yeah,
he gets slapped
he
in the
literally
face.
gets slapped in the face at the like head of state meeting with the military.
You've never been slapped at your job?
Chris Rock would be able to answer that question.
There are a few people who can answer that in the positive, and we want to hear from them.
You don't have to say anything, Chris Rock. We understand.
There's one more scene, and I actually need some help refreshing it. I was so surprised by what was going on that I can't even remember which character this was, but the hyenas. Do you know what I'm talking about?
That was Wu-Fei.
Yeah.
That was Wu-Fei.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. It was
so
after the battle and everything. Yeah, Wu-Fei is in the middle of a circle of hyenas.
This
I
poor
want to be
kid.
that strong. I want to be so strong that I could just yell at a hyena and it fucks off. I would like to have that much strength.
Powerful baby.
As a powerful baby. What a strong boy. That's a strapping young lad.
He's my rotten soldier, my sweet cheese, my good time boy.
I just need good time boy to be my text message ringtone. For forever, but only if you say it, Newland. If anybody else says it, it's not going to be as good. That's all I got.
Yeah, any more notes?
No, tank's empty over here. We've gone through
all I
my
got.
notes, which today I just titled Gundam Thoughts.
Gundam thoughts.
I have a little note. The notes up on my phone. I have them all organized by show, so they don't get lost. Because I'll stress out.
That's very thinkful.
You just started a new memo and you title it. It's not hard. It's 2022.
I have maybe a couple of dozen like torn out tiny notebook pages, like I'm trying to solve a murder over here.
I love that. That's great. That's so unhinged. I love that.
Yeah, it's bad.
Hey, at least they're not up on a corkboard with red strings connecting the different things together.
I can do
You
it.
haven't reached that point yet.
Oh, this was one I forgot. The propeller cane that Duo has. I want one of those.
Yes.
Oh my god, how could we
That
not?
thing was cool as
When
shit.
they jump out of the hospital window.
Yeah, because I expected Duo gave Hiro the parachute because like they only had one, so he was like, "You should pull it. Fuck me, I'll figure it out or whatever." And then he didn't, and I was like, "Oh, you're not gonna expect Hiro to grab you? Got it." And then he whipped out that propeller thing, and I was like, "What? I wouldn't want a fucking parachute either. That thing's cool."
That was absolutely like an Inspector Gadget level
Absolutely.
item. So what is it? Because it's like cane that he pulls out and it spins around, and is it shooting a laser or water, or what is it doing?
I think it was just a propeller. It was just a propeller.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
just a
spinning really
helicopter.
fast.
Moving really
It's just a helicopter.
fast. Okay,
Yeah,
the
just
art, there was some coloration to it I did not understand.
Oh yeah, it was kind of blue. I thought it was a laser, and then I was like, it must be a propeller of some sort,
But it
sort
is
of thing.
a
that is.
propeller cane, which is very goofy.
That was sick. Yeah, it was real goof, but it was sick.
It looks like Troa's not the only one who went to the circus.
Not the only clown in this group. Sheesh. Oh my gosh.
Duo's a little bit of a clown. I'm remembering
Yes.
why I liked Duo Maxwell so much.
He's enjoy
fun.
Duo so far.
He's a funny little guy.
I want to see more of him for sure.
He's such a brat. Him just sitting there whining the entire time in front of Hiro, and Hiro's like, "Could you please
I'm trying to steal
on
your
God and the
parts.
Angels? Yeah, like shut the fuck up. I'm gonna steal your parts. Like shush. Be quiet. You're not good at fixing your Gundam because you don't steal things. See me? I can hotwire anything, baby. That's Hiro.
It sucks that the Death Scythe is out of commission, though, because it was very much fun to watch that thing.
I do want
Like
to see
gutted too.
more of that. Yeah.
Yeah, like gutted. Like Duo ain't got a spark plug, much less a Gundam right now.
The head was fully off of his robot.
Yeah. How did he do that, by the way? How did he do that by himself?
With
you feel
nobody
like you'd
hearing.
need like a fucking forklift.
Right. How did he do that completely by himself with nobody hearing? Because even if he was able to control machines that would take Gundams apart, I mean, I feel like that would make some
There were other
noise.
people there. Duo Maxwell was not the only guy on the site.
No.
He
There
must
was a
know
whole
what he's
crew
doing.
fixing Duo's thing. But they're taking whole ass parts that Duo probably clearly paid for from the Death Side. They're like, well, we ain't gonna question it.
Hiro's like, he said I could have it. Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
we're friends.
Right. Made up some lie or something. Or they just looked at his leg being set between two wrenches with masking tape and were like, wow, I'm gonna just leave that kid alone. That kid's clearly seen some things and just let him take what he wants.
I have this letter from your boss. He says it's cool if I take this.
Don't question him, man. Don't question him, man. He's fucking crazy. Don't question him. Man.
Anything else, or do we want to wrap up?
No, I think that's all I
I
got.
think we've covered
Put a
everything.
little bow on it. Okay. All right. Well, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. That bell means another episode of the Afterschool Anime Club's come to a close. We are so glad you got to be here with us today while we talked about, Gundam Wing and shouting at hyenas and all the other stuff I forgot about.
Blimp.
Blimp blow up.
Kinks.
Everything go good. Gundam hangout fun was you. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. If you'd like to follow us online, you can at Anime Club Pod. I'm on Twitter at MaxNewland_. Mr. Kostrak, if people want to follow you online, what should they do?
Hit me up on Twitter. It's at Max_attacks, like the verb.
And Stevie.
I can be found on Instagram and Twitter under the handle A Smattering on both platforms.
We're getting close to the end of season 1 of After School Anime Club.
And the big twist.
You may have already seen a link going around for the listener survey. I really think if you listen to the show, I would love it if you took that survey, even if you think, they couldn't possibly.
If this
I'm
is
not
your
important
first
enough.
episode, please, no matter how much of us you have listened to, we want to hear from you.
Yes, please, absolutely fill that out. We would like to know. We really would. It'd be important to us.
We have some plans already, but some things are less set in stone than others. Like, for instance, we haven't really picked out what animes we're going to watch yet, so that's a good way you can help guide that decision making. Things of that nature.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll put a link to it in the description of this episode so you can find it if you can't find it on Twitter. But I'll probably be tweeting about it a lot.
Nice.
And the other thing is that, fucking review us on Apple Podcasts. We would really love that. 5-star reviews are always great. They give us priority and ranking. You know that if you listen to podcasts, I'm sure. And whenever you review with a 5-star, that does huge things for new podcasts. on Apple Podcast. So
We
I
really
would be very
appreciate it.
grateful. And of course, I'm going to check really quickly because we do offer a little prize for you if you're so kind as to leave a 5-star review. Just one second. Sorry, I had a cat eating a plant. You know how they are, those little bastards. Oh man, we do have a new review
Yeah.
that I can share. This is from Jeeba Scheme. Jeeba Scheme writes, "This podcast tickles all aspects of my little brain that produces good brain chemicals to keep existing through my day. AMVs, fun games, sounds that activate the nostalgia part of my brain, funny jokes, and so many Ryokos. These three and their guests are incredible. I would give them my last Pocky Box and bottle of Ramune on Earth without hesitation." That's what we're looking for.
These are our listeners. These fantastic people. Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes, and this is why we do it, folks. But we do it for you, and also because it's fun to sit around and yell about fucking animes, of course.
I'd be doing it even if the microphone wasn't on, so this is just a bonus.
Honestly, truly, to be absolutely honestly, yes, correct. Because I do it all the
Correct.
time.
I got a lot of anime thoughts up here.
I stay with anime thoughts.
And we know that you have anime thoughts too, and of course we know that means you're always and forever a member of the Anime Club, which means I don't even have to tell you. We'll see you at the next meeting. Nicole was your typical hopeless romantic, moonlighting as a fan fiction writer. Claudia was a hard-headed activist with a YouTube channel and a mysterious past. When Nicole hit a deep funk in her writing, Claudia suggests one of her hidden passions, romance novels. Now the two have fallen into a world of endless handsome hunks, doe-eyed damsels, and lascivious lovers. It is now their sacred duty to rank these novels on 3 criteria. Their steaminess,
I had to fan myself off.
their dreaminess,
She's not missing anything without him, but he makes her life better.
and their meminess.
Cal wouldn't be in some small town pie eating contest. That's not why he left me.
Join our heroines every other week as they overcome unhealthy relationship archetypes, thesaurus-abusing authors, and anatomical inaccuracies to prove that love can conquer all on the 3 Little Words podcast, only on the Moonshot Network.